Hey guys, welcome back to Trek on the Tube, and welcome back to yet another Star Trek The Original Series review. Today we're talking Season 1, Episode 5, The Enemy Within, that's in the release order. Before we begin, let me just mention that I will be announcing the winner for the Star Trek Short Treks Blu-ray giveaway at the end of this video, so stick around if you want to know if it's you. And also, this will be the final Original Series review for a while, because in the following weeks, for the next 23 weeks, we're going to have new Star Trek, so all 10 episodes of Lower Decks and all 13 episodes of Discovery, and so I'll be reviewing that. Original series will be on hold. Maybe I'll cram some in, depending on my schedule. And, alright, let's get this over with, because I'm hot. It's really hot today. So jumping right in, the first thing that there is to say is I love this episode. I think it's absolutely awesome. Everything about the story is so great. I absolutely love the way the show utilizes its futuristic technology to its advantage by creating possible errors and issues that it could have. This transporter that they have, this device that seems to magically beam people from one place to another, of course things could go wrong with it. And considering its technology that doesn't yet exist in real life, who's to say that the problem they encounter here makes sense or not? Who's to say whether it's realistic or not? In any case, the episode takes the far-fetched idea of the transporter duplicating, or rather separating a living being into two opposites, and just rolls with it. First we get this strange looking alien dog separated in two, and then we get the captain himself, and as I said, it's awesome. I love it. We get this angry, violent, raw second Captain Kirk running around the ship, wreaking havoc, and it's fascinating to watch, as well as legitimately terrifying, because this evil twin of sorts ends up not only trying to run the ship himself, but almost rapes Yeoman Rand. I mean, it's horrible. He's horrible. A true threat. But not exactly a full-blown villain. See, the plot is more nuanced than that. He's not just evil Kirk doing evil things. No, the captain has been separated into two halves of who he once was. And so not only does Shatner have to portray this exaggerated, brutal version of the character, but he slowly, gradually makes the other, more sympathetic Kirk lose his ability to command. We can see that character become more and more hesitant, less and less self-confident, and I think the performance on Shatner's part is outstanding. And then, of course, I'm also a big fan of the way the episode refuses to accept murder of the antagonist as a conclusion. Too often do we come to this simplest and yet most barbaric of solutions in entertainment: killing the enemy. Here, on the contrary, the plot evolves into needing to save this evil Kirk by merging him back with passive Kirk. It's a non-violent science fiction solution to the problem, even if it is described as being quite painful. And then, there's also the secondary story going on the planet's surface. Sulu and 3 other officers are trapped down there as temperatures drop drastically. This is because Kirk refuses to beam them up. He refuses to make doubles of yet 4 more crew members. Now, I do have comments about this. Not complaints, comments. Okay, fine, 1 complaint and 1 comment. The complaint is there's a gaping plot hole. The ship is said to have shuttles, and so they could have just used one to go get the landing party, but they didn't. I mean, it's not even addressed. Look, if they really couldn't use the shuttle because of the storm or some other reason, having at least 1 small line of dialogue explaining that would have been nice, to help clear things up. Leaving it as it is just, I suppose, creates confusion. Anyway, the comment I have is more a remark about Kirk's leadership style. He straight up refuses to beam the landing party aboard, risking their lives just so that they don't end up being duplicated as well. And I guess I see the logic behind that. Freezing temperatures is a threat that humanity has already encountered. We kind of know, where that can lead and what will happen. Whereas this strange, unique, new transporter accident duplicating people is an unknown threat, and who knows what could happen. Who knows what kind of consequences could arise. But I personally would have beamed everyone up, sent the nice versions to sickbay for observation, and sent the evil twins to holding cells in the meantime. I don't know who's right. I don't know if there even is a right or a wrong answer. In any case, just for fun, I put this to a vote on Twitter, and here are what the results look like. So as you can see, the majority does agree with Kirk, but it's not as cut and clear as I thought it would be. Anyway, moving away from that, and moving away from plot for a minute, as I was saying before, Shatner's performance, I think, was phenomenal. And though I truly believe he was the standout, everyone else did a great job as well, except when they held down the dog. That was some heavy overacting. But where the episode really falters is with the technical aspects, which is strange, because none of the previous episodes have had this kind of issue, or at least not as big. Up until now, I've always loved the sets, and though the planet's surface is alright, the first rock we see here was clearly fake. I mean, more so than other fake rocks we've previously seen. Anyway, the lighting was also a bit exaggerated in moments. I know it's to accentuate or enhance the dramatic value of what's going on screen, but too much is too much. And also, there were some super rough cuts and edits in this episode. Ugh. Characters leave one room and enter another in the following shot, no corridor transition whatsoever. There's also this wonky moment in engineering, and Spock's audio talking to Kirk in the transporter room gets cut and replaced by another Spock audio clip, and it's not well done. You know, you can really clearly hear it. And then there's the whole moment where evil Kirk has no badge on his uniform, which one would think it was done on purpose to differentiate them, but nope. A couple scenes later, he has the badge, and the fact that he was missing it before is never mentioned. The scratch does become a big thing, though. So, yeah, from a technical standpoint, there were issues. The episode felt kind of rushed, I guess. I mean, even Kirk's stunt double doesn't even vaguely resemble Kirk, so issues. I did love that Sulu and the others were using special settings on their hand phases to heat the rocks on the planet's surface to warm themselves, though. That was really cool, very creative. And you know what? These people in the future, the way Rand doesn't just throw the captain out of her quarters when she sees him in there, and how Fisher stands up to the captain and says, it was you, sir, I like that. They're polite and yet truthful, two qualities that sometimes seem to be lacking in today's society. Alright, that's about it for the review. Yes, there were technical issues and some other things that were almost laughable, like Fisher wasting time announcing it's Geological Technician Fisher when calling for help instead of just saying help, you know, deck whatever. But other than that, I think the episode was great. Spock had this almost inspirational speech at one point, which was nice. And just the fact that he says, if I seem insensitive to what you're going through, Captain, understand it's the way I am, shows us just how emotional he really is. So, yeah, in my opinion, this is probably the best episode we've had to date. Solid acting, solid story. It is just a shame that it feels like it was slapped together 20 minutes before airing. Okay, let's now move on to the Easter eggs and references part of the video, before then finishing with a short comparison between the original and remastered version. As usual, there are barely any Easter eggs and references to previous episodes, but there is one: the damn bottle of Saurian brandy. I mean, honestly, I think we've had one in at least 3 of the 5 episodes we've reviewed so far. And then, of course, the second little Easter egg we got was this: what Spock does to evil Kirk. This is the second time we've seen Spock do this move in 2 episodes, so it's probably a Vulcan technique of some kind. Let's stop pretending we're the audience from the 60s for just a minute, because I think that, you know, what I have to say here is significant enough to be mentioned. This episode, although it was released after The Naked Time, it was filmed before it. And so technically this Vulcan neck pinch, which is the second that we the audience see in the series, was the first one to ever be done. This was the first time Leonard Nimoy did the Vulcan neck pinch, and from what I understand, the story goes that Nimoy thought that knocking Kirk out, or knocking someone out by hitting them across the head, would be kind of like indistinguished. It wouldn't be distinguished enough for a Vulcan or for Spock as a character, so he came up with this idea of just pinching the neck. Alright, moving on. How does the remastered version compare to the original? Well, most of this episode happens on the ship, with just a few cutaways to a bunch of rocks on a planet's surface, so I may not surprise you when I say basically nothing is changed. All of the ship shots and planets have been replaced. That is, you know, traditional and usual at this point. Sometimes the angles are a bit different, but that's all there really is. Otherwise, it's just nicer looking colors. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. Congratulations, Lori Torini. You are the winner of the Star Trek Short Treks Blu-ray giveaway. I'll be contacting you shortly so that we can send that out to you as soon as possible. That's about it. Thank you so much again for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, Leave a comment telling me what you think about these episodes, this one specifically. And as usual, you can support this channel on Patreon. You can become a patron and help me reach my goal. And yeah, live long and prosper.